Hello everyone, Adam here, and today I'll be talking about Death Stranding, the highly anticipated game from famed developer Hideo Kojima. As always, this will be a short impressions video of the game. For the full written review, check out the link below. I'm on the fence with Death Stranding. On one hand, the presentation, atmosphere, lore, and narrative is exceptional. Kojima Productions did an outstanding job developing and cultivating this world. However, the gameplay is less to be desired, with an increased focus on varying packages from one location to the next, and brief moments where the gameplay really takes off. Death Stranding has you in control of Sam Porter, a delivery man called a porter. After a devastating event called the Death Stranding, the world's population has been driven to extinction. Only a few pockets of people and life in general exist. Those who remain alive now reside in heavily armored shelters and depend on porters to provide packages with supplies. Following the Death Stranding, creatures in between life and death called breach things, or BT for short, kills anything alive. Humans who die regardless of circumstance are turned into a BT, forcing humans who have been killed to be incinerated in an isolated facility before the process begins. In addition, a new rain and snow has been infected called Timefall, causing anything it touches to accelerate in time, like hitting the fast forward button on life in general. To combat this, the existing United States government, called the United Cities of America, or UCA, have people clustered together in remaining cities called knots, but still help those outside the cities. They have requested Sam to convince others to join the Cryo Network, an advanced form of the internet that connects everyone and provides the ability to fabricate inorganic supplies. Sam is asked to join Bridges, a company under UCA, but he has his own reasons for doing so, which I won't go in for. It spoils some things, even though it happens within the first hour of the game. I'm not going to go any deeper into the story for the sake of spoilers, but the developers at Kojima Productions did an outstanding job establishing the world and its lore, with complimentary voice acting and lifelike animations. Most of the questions I had were answered by the end of the game. However, despite the game's strong presentation, the gameplay is less to be desired. You'll spend much of your time transporting cargo throughout the various shelters and not cities. To keep this from getting even more tedious than it actually is, Kojima Productions has put heavy emphasis on terrain and inventory management. Players can only carry a certain amount of supplies, and determining what you need during long expeditions is vital. Basic things such as a ladder to help you climb steep cliffs, boots decaying through use, and rope can be used to rappel off steep ledges, coupled with more advanced things such as bridges and roads, all of which are required to have certain amounts of supplies to construct. Sam can be customized with exoskeletons and other gameplay affecting boosts, but managing these supplies is another element. You'll have to determine whether you choose between speed, power, or stability, as even the most tiny rock can cause Sam to stumble. The developers put a lot of effort into the technical quality of Death Stranding, with no load times when traveling through the two open worlds. There are still load times when you go into specific sections or cutscenes, but this is expected as the cutscenes can go over 10 minutes long. This is a Hideo Kojima game after all. However, all this comes with a downside. Every rock, every hill, or ankle-high river can cause some sort of hindrance. You have to constantly manage your stamina and scan the terrain to ensure that the area is safe to walk on. In addition, supplies decay thanks to the timefall rain, and you'll have to deal with BTs and raiders called mules during these expeditions. BTs are the biggest obstacle, and only appear during heavy black rain. The surrounding area is covered in rain, and when you get to an area where BTs are located, your scanner starts to start up. It's like this Aurodox. The scanner is connected to a bridge baby, or BB for short, that points in the general location of the creature. You have to maintain your BB's fatigue meter, or it can shut down due to harsh environmental factors. It serves as another piece of equipment that you have to use. At first you can only sneak and run past BTs, but eventually you gain access to weapons to fight the creatures, but these weapons are linked to your blood, meaning you can't clear an entire area without risking death. If Sam does die, you can revive yourself towards the last checkpoint, but this is also linked to the game's lore, showcasing how much detail went into the game's, lore. Since supplies are limited, you can call on help from other porters, which are actual players. Players can aid other players by leaving behind supplies and even structures to aid other players. You cannot negatively hurt anyone, but players will find items left behind by players and constructions such as roads and bridges. Building on the social media allure of likes, players who use certain items will generate likes thanks to the Cryo network, allowing them to last longer and spread further into Death Stranded's worlds. This extends to deliveries and lost supplies, with players able to recover lost items or take on the player's deliveries for added rewards. This also extends to combat, with silhouettes of players tossing supplies to players constantly. It's one of the most impressive features in Death Stranded, and I cannot imagine how they pulled this off, combined within a world without loading screens. Outside from delivering packages, there are some combat encounters, and they are spectacular. Unfortunately, I can't really show all of them because they are full of spoilers, but my god were they amazing. The game does allow Sam to kill enemies within the explorable environment. However, as I stated before, all killed humans become BTs unless incinerated. This can lead to something called a void out, which causes the entire area to become infected with BTs, effectively combining the game's cutscenes, lore, and gameplay into one. So there you have it. I love Death Stranded's world and narrative. The incredible details put into the game and the hidden mysteries had me hooked. However, ferrying packages while constantly having to scan my terrain was annoying. I did eventually get into the rhythm of things and started making more deliveries to gain better gear, but I always preferred the combat situations. Death Stranded isn't Hideo Kojima's best project or an entirely new genre that it was marketed as, but the presentation somewhat overshadows much of the game's negative aspects. Overall, I really love Death Stranded because of the story. In fact, I think it would have served better as a movie, because I feel like that's what Kojima was going for. Either way, I really enjoyed it. It was fun, but if you were expecting a high-action game full of impressive set pieces, you may be disappointed. As I stated before, much of the game is about delivering cargo from one location to another while also scanning the terrain almost every 5 seconds. So if that doesn't sound like a pleasant game to you or a pleasant experience, you might want to pass on Death Stranded. So there you have it. Leave a like, subscribe, tell me how I'm wrong in so many different ways. Well, till next time everyone, stay awesome.